Hey, how you doing? My name is Taku David and we are back on the Young Money Show for an exciting episode of the show where we got Daniel Choudri in the studio. For y'all who don't know, the Young Money Show is a program where we talk to young people who are making a difference in their lives one day at a time. And notice that I didn't just say in Zimbabwe because Daniel is representing the rest of Africa. He's coming here straight from Uganda. He's visiting us here and seeing what business is like in Zimbabwe. Here to share some of his insights from business in Uganda and seeing what he's seeing in the Zimbabwean environment, checking out opportunities and seeing what we can do as youth in this country. So Daniel, thank you for being on the program. How are you finding Zim?
Thank you so much, buddy. I'm really delighted to be here today. I'm delighted to be in Zim for the first time. It's cold. It's really cold, but I love the place. I love the people. Thank you so much for the reception, receiving me here and taking me all around. I'm excited.
So Daniel, you know, you're one of those guys who, when I introduce, I'm thinking, where do I start? Right. Daniel, the Sales Warrior, Choudri.
Yes.
Right. You're a sales coach.
Yes.
You're a real estate investment individual.
Big time.
You are also into marketing consultancy.
Yes.
Tell me where.
Into education.
Tell me what else is on the table.
So everything that I do is around sales. So let me just give you a little bit of the history. I started sales in 2007 in the first year at the university, selling short courses at the university. And then I got a job as a sales associate at MTN Uganda, one of the biggest telcos there in Uganda. And then when I finished my course, I was retained to be a lecturer at Makere University, teaching retail marketing, international marketing. I signed up for my MBA, went to Canada for McMaster University, still did MBA marketing, sold some real estates there, some condominiums for Sherand Company, a real estate company. Came back to Kenya with Google Digital Skills for Africa, 9 months as a project. I got another job with Toyota in Kenya, regional sales and territory manager for Northern Hemisphere, Southern Sudan, Ethiopia, Eritrea, Djibouti, Somalia. So I've been in sales through and through. Right now, of course, like you said, I'm into real estate, low-cost rentals. I'm into education with the Daniel Choudri Sales Institute. I'm into marketing agency. So several things that I do, but all of them is within the domain of, sales. So that's briefly what I could say. I'm an author in sales and several other things.
It's nice to see that us Zimbabweans are not the only ones who guma, who are, we're doing many things. It's nice to see it's an African characteristics.
Yeah. The beauty with what I do is this, and maybe this is something that the listeners could also take very seriously. My business is built around my strength. My craft is sales. And I've become very good in sales over the years. Today I call myself the Sales Warrior, and I've written books and I do consulting in the highest level in sales. But when you look at the real estate, it still hinges on sales. You look at now the budget hotels I'm putting together, it's still in sales. You look at the sales institute, it's still in sales. The books I've written is still in sales. The marketing agent is still in sales. If you're gonna do, what did you say in your mother tongue?
Guma.
If you're gonna do the guma, don't be a guma of everything. Be a guma in the areas of your strength. A lot of us sometimes get excited because somebody said, oh, there is money in that area and people run there. I'm not into that bandwagon that, okay, there is money there, let's run for it. I don't think I'll do well with mining gold or diamond, but anything sells, put me there.
That's
I will shine.
So tell me, this name, the Sales Warrior.
Yeah.
Where does that come from? What is that?
So the warrior itself, the term warrior itself came a long time ago. I was unfortunate, let me use that term, as a 12-year-old child in 1999. I remember it was 26th of February. I was abducted by the rebels in Uganda, in northern Uganda. So I was in the army, forcefully in the army for 1 year as a rebel, moving in the bushes and thorns of northern Uganda. And so I was fully trained into the military, and there's some really uncomfortable things that happened while I was in the bush as a rebel that I'm not going to talk about here. But somehow when I was saved by the UPDF, because I was shot and left for dead, and they got me when I was still alive, the soldiers, the government soldiers. So I was treated, taken to the hospital, treated, rehabilitated. And somehow I carried that mindset of a warrior, of a fighter. And when God gave me a second chance to life, I decided to use the mindset of the military to inculcate in everything else that I did. be it with my education, be it with the work that I'm given, be it with the way I structure my life. So I live a very scheduled life, and that's the mindset of a warrior. A lot of people, their life is all over the place. They have they have a lot of noise. I'm very structured. I'm very regimented, like the military would do. So that's how I got now. When I got into sales, I needed to add that aspect of the militariness to it, and that's why the warrior came in. I wanted to call myself as the sales soldier, but now somehow I didn't add up very well. I'm like, okay, warrior really
the
works.
Salesman, and you said warrior.
Yeah, so warrior. So the sales warrior, and every time I say that, it makes me stronger. And when I go out to the marketplace, I'm a true warrior.
Wow.
Yeah.
Daniel the Sales Warrior. For all of you, in Zimbabwe, there's a lot of people who feel that, okay, fine, we are down and out, or, our situation is one that can't be dug out of.
Yeah.
From you coming from such a tough position,
Yeah.
what is it in your mindset, in your character, that's been able to get you to the man that you are now, coming from, the position that you're in? I know there's a lot of listeners now who may say that they're in a position that's completely dire, and they don't see a way out of it. What type of mindset did you have to reach the position that you're in now?
Listen, Taku, this life, it's mostly tough for a lot of people, and fairly easy for people who make choices. Everything in this life is about the choice you make. There's some choice that you have to make early in life, which is the harder choice, but maybe leads to a more greener pastures if you stuck your neck to it. And then there are choices that we make that for the moment, there is that thrill, there is that stimulant that comes with it, but long term, you find that it hits you. So what I would say in my situation, the one thing I have worked on a lot is my mentality. So the identity, a lot of us have an identity that is weak, that is marshmallow. So you have to inculcate into your identity some level of confidence that is not only biased towards a certain demographics of people. Now, I'm confident 365 days a year, 24/7, whether I talk to who. And that's a mindset that I've chosen to do. And over the years, the books I've read, the people I've met, the opportunities and challenges I've given myself has solidified and cemented that confidence as part of my identity. Self-drive, I'm ruthlessly self-driven. If I want something, I go for it with everything I got. And that's a matter of identity. There are people who, they want something, but they're not strong enough. They don't get things done. So I have a mantra that I believe in called finish everything you start. Now, a lot of us, we start things, we don't finish it. And then that's still part of identity. So are you self-driven as part of your identity? One other aspect of my identity is ambition. I remember what kept me alive in the bush was a teacher back in my primary 4. I don't know whether your education system is similar to ours, but in primary 4, this teacher came to class that day and said, children, I'm teaching you to get a first grade. Do you guys have a first grade kind of rating here in your education system?
Maybe back in the days of Gilbert, but in my time it was different.
Yeah, so first grade, second grade, those kind of grading system. So he said, our school has never gotten a first grade in primary 7, like the higher level of the elementary school. If you study hard, we're in primary 4 at the time, and you get to primary 7 and you score a first grade to go to the secondary level of education, then you'll get a chance to go to the capital city of Uganda, Kampala. So he said, nobody's got a first grade here. And if you work hard now and you get a first grade in P7, you will take you to the capital city. And in the capital city, you'll see the planes, there's so many there. You'll see very many cars. You'll see the tallest building in Uganda. The building is so tall that some people have lived up on the last floor for all their life. They have never come down because everything is provided for them. And you can imagine a child in P4, that imagination, like it was ridiculous. And said inside the plane is like paradise. And inside the plane, you want to take some juice, you just press the knob and say juice will come to you. And as a child in P4, that was gigantic. That was unheard of. And that teacher saved my life. Because I became obsessed with the idea of getting first grade so I can go to the capital city where there is no poverty, where there is no military or rebel movement and all of that. And it shaped my character. It shaped the way I did things. Because he said, if you want to get a first grade, you have to come to school early. You have to sit in front of the class, not at the back. When a teacher asks a question, put your hand up. Even if you do not know the answer, first put your hands up. The answers will come. So there are times when they ask questions in class, I'm like, teacher me. They're like, Daniel. I'm like, teacher, I knew the answer, I just forgot. And, the rest of the students would laugh at me, people would laugh at me. But somehow that shaped my character. I feel a lot of us do not have a Kampala to chase. What is that thing that makes you obsessed about putting a certain hours, putting a certain discipline? A lot of us will just live life without a sense of direction. And the question I have for you, the listeners, what is your Kampala? Or what is your Harare, for that matter? Maybe you come from deep in the village in the outskirts of Zimbabwe. But what is your city? What is your capital city? What is your Dubai? What is your New York? What is your London? If you do not have that compass that guides you, oftentimes you get swayed by the challenges of life, and that means your character, your identity is sluggish, is questionable, and you don't have a certain specific determination to achieve something. So I need whoever is listening to this show, if you want to really make it in life and you've gone through a shitty past or background, the key is, what is your Kampala? What is your dream? What is that big gigantic aspiration that you want to achieve? And how badly do you want it? For me, I was obsessed with the idea that I'm going to get that first grade no matter what. And when you look at my life now, I'm obsessed about success. I'm obsessed about performance, about excellence. For me, people say, Daniel, you're really good at what you do. It mattered to me that when I'm given any task to do and I've done a meticulous job and people appreciate that, it matters to me. But how many people would say doing a great job matters to them? No, not many. A lot of us, we are mediocres. Preferably from mediocre, few are good, but very few are great. Yeah. And for me, you need to start from being good to being great to being unstoppable. And that's a matter of identity. It's a matter of mindset. And that's what I would say I have.
Wow, that's big, eh? What is your Kampala?
Yes.
Speaking of Kampala, let's talk a little bit about Uganda.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you're from a completely different part of Africa than I'm from.
No, thank you.
And I've never been up into upper Africa.
Part of
I think
Africa,
I stopped out at Ethiopia, but I haven't really been
and
up
Mozambique
there.
And all that, yeah.
And I understand that the tempo is different, the vibe is different. Tell us about Uganda. How's the economic environment? How's it doing business in Uganda?
Ugandans are very loving people, first of all, and I want to encourage and invite all of you from the side of the world, Zimbabwe, come to Uganda. Uganda is a beautiful country in terms of tourism. We've got about 7 beautiful national parks. We have the source of the Nile, of course, Lake Victoria, the biggest freshwater lakes in the world. The people are incredible. We have the tallest mountain, in Africa, Mount Rwenzori. So it's a beautiful country. Business-wise, we are business-oriented people. And by the way, in Uganda, anybody can come and start from scratch and you succeed. We have a huge Indian community there. We have a lot of Nigerians in Uganda. Now we're getting to have several people from Zimbabwe as well. I had a friend of mine, Stalin Gapara, who worked in Uganda for 13 years. So it's a lucrative country, let me say that. And just talking about a little bit of the entertainment side, of course, our musicians are better than yours, but that's a discussion for another day.